Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of Apprentice School Basketball. I am Howard McCain, ladies and gentlemen. I will be bringing you the play-by-play action. Dave Davenport is along with us as our engineer-producer. Where tonight, the Gators of Virginia Peninsula Community College, or VPCC, will be taking on the Apprentice School Builders right here in the Apprentice School Athletic Center on the campus of the Apprentice School at Newport News Shipbuilding. We are absolutely thrilled to have you with us. Sit back and relax. Some really, really good basketball is about to come your way. So who's coming in tonight to take on the Builders? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Gators of Virginia Peninsula Community College. Their head coach is Chris Moore. Chris Moore has been at the helm of the program for about the past 3 years with the Gators, very successful as their head coach. He brings his squad into tonight's game with an overall record of 7-2. They are currently, they are 1-0 in conference play. They are 4-2 on the road, so they are very formidable away from home as they are when they are playing at home on the other side of the court. Coach Michael Gainey Jr. in his first season at the helm for the Builders takes over a program that are the defending small college champions of basketball. They earned that last year, and they're looking to keep their winning ways going. Out is Coach Evan Key, who had another opportunity to move forward in his coaching career. In comes Michael Gainey Jr. In his first season, he has the Builders playing at a really high level, 5-2 overall on the season. They are yet to go into conference play. Tonight, two very athletic, very fast, very up and down the floor types of teams, so this should be a really, really good one. So both starting lineups have already been introduced, and your officials who will be handling the administrative duties on the court tonight are Kelvin Oliver, that is Durrett, and Tim May. One more time, Kelvin Oliver, Davis Durrett, and Tim May are your officials for this evening's contest. So again, we are looking forward to a very good, very competitive basketball game. These teams are rivals. These teams aren't very far apart geographically, so trust me, a lot of these guys on the floor know each other and have played either with or against each other at some point in their career. We're about to get underway here, and the tip of the game is underway. Builders control. Donovan Means at the helm for the Builders. We'll give you these starting lineups momentarily as Builders work the perimeter. Here's Courage Harrell. His first shot off the rim, no good. Rebound fought for and lost out of bounds. So Donovan Means will be joined on the floor by Kelby Saunders Jr., Courage Harrell, Jaden Eason, and Adrian Wall as the Builders quickly come back, cause a turnover. I think they call a jump ball situation. The possession arrow is in favor of the visiting Gators, so the basketball will stay on this end of the court. Set to inbound for the Gators is Daytwan Johnson. He's joined on the floor by Emmanuel Anguila, Keyshawn Johnson, Sincere Moore, and Jacoby Reed are your starting five for the Gators. And we're going to have our first foul of the evening. That first foul will go on, I believe that's Courage Harrell. That'll be his first personal foul and the team's first. So that will send Sincere Moore to the line, the 6'5", 170-pound guard who sinks the first, and the Gators crack the scoreboard first here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center. Sincere Moore out of Chesterfield. He is more or less the player to watch tonight for the Gators. So we'll keep our eye on Sincere Moore to see how the Builders defend him as a long outlet to Kelby Saunders Jr. He can't hit that. Doesn't on that one. Loose bound rebound off the weak side goes to Jaden Eason. Shot clock now at 13. Here's Wall. Shot clock now at 7. Wall all the way to the rack with the right hand. Layup off the glass is good, and we're tied again. As you can hear Coach Michael Gainey yelling out his instructions defensively for the Builders as the Gators get the basketball over the timeline. Here's Angil. Moore with the basketball now is Reed. Shot clock now well under 10 as Reed launches. Shot comes off to Adrian Wall. Builders looking to run. Gators do a great job of getting back into transition defense, forcing the Gators to go into more of a half-court set. Feed into the corner to Adrian Wall. His first from three is no good. Simpson Moore now with the basketball as he works it over to Reed. Shot clock around 20 for the Gators. Gators into the lane. Wild shot, no good. Long outlet for the Builders. Here's Harrell. Harrell tried to go underneath the basket onto the other side for the right-handed layup. Instead, he hit the bottom of the basket, so back come the Gators. Johnson. Here's Reed with 15 on the shot clock. Reed tries to go against Donovan Means. They're going to say it went out of bounds off of, I believe, Kelby Saunders Jr. So the basketball will stay on this end of the court. Here's Johnson with the basketball. Shot clock at 5. He gives it off to Angile. Angile at the top of the circle. Nothing doing from 3. Builders looking to push the pace as Adrian Wall finally finds the bottom of the basket from 3. And the Builders have now surged out to a 5-2 lead early in the contest. As the Gators get it over the timeline with about 2 seconds to spare. Here's Sincere Moore working against the defense of Harrell. Johnson tries to take Easton off the dribble. Wasn't able to secure the offensive board. Back comes Harrell. Harrell cut off. Feed inside. Nice feed inside from Kelby Saunders Jr. to Jaden Eason. And Eason gets himself on the scoreboard, and the Builders now have a 7-2 lead. Sincere Moore from 3. Sincere Moore banked that one in from 3. It doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. That's a made basket, so the Builders back, trying to add to their 7-5 lead. Has it tipped out to Harrell. Harrell from 3. His shot no good. Follows his own rebound, but turns it over. Outlet to Johnson. Johnson puts it in for 2 and is lobbying for a foul. So we are now tied. I told you this was going to be an up and down affair as both teams not looking to set up anything in the half court. They're just taking it to each other as the feed goes in the corner to Reed. Reed pops out. His left-handed jumper, no good. Back come the Builders with Wall. Saunders inside to Eason. Eason goes to work with the left hand off the glass for 2. So 9-7 is our score. Gators coming to tonight's contest, averaging about 81 points per game, while the Builders average about 83. So with the way this basketball game is being played, we may hit that scoring pace as Wall looks to run. Wall all the way, nonstop, with the right hand off the glass, and the Builders have now built their largest lead of the night. 11-7 is the score. Builders with a trap. Nearly forced the turnover. Here's Moore. Moore shooting from the NBA three-point line. That shot no good. Back come the Builders with Wall. Wall was able to knife through the defense, and the defense just kind of gave up And they gave up an easy 2 to Adrian Wall. 13-7 is our score. 14-10 left in the first half. We'll be back.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
14-10 is our score here in the first half of action. And while you were away, that last mate basket by Adrian Wall put him into a very, very exclusive, very elite company here in apprentice school history. He just hit the 1,000-point mark of his career, the second builder to do it in recent years. Kyrie Smith was able to accomplish that feat last season, and this year it is Adrian Wall. So congratulations to Adrian Wall, ladies and gentlemen. That is a huge accomplishment, especially if you've played basketball. You know how big that is. As the Builders force the action on the floor, that high-flying act finished off by Donovan Means off the rebound of the missed shot from Kelby Saunders Jr., and the Builders now with a 15-7 lead. So during the media timeout, Adrian Wall was awarded a ceremonial basketball, which he, I believe, gave to his mom in the crowd, and the Gators able to score. So again, congratulations to Adrian Wall. Just a fantastic accomplishment. But back here in live action, one of the Builders reserves that came in during the media timeout, Malik Munderland, unable to hit. Gators go back on the attack when they turn it over. Here's Wall. Thought about adding to that 1,000-point total from three. Decided against it as he's being guarded by Sincere Moore. Wall looks for a screen. Two screens, as a matter of fact, has his pocket pick. Gators. Johnson all the way to the rack for two. So Datejuan Johnson able to pick the pocket of Adrian Wall. And that cuts the Builder lead to 4, 15-11. As Means goes to work on Sincere Moore. Means nearly fell down. This three from Munderland, no good. He is now 0 for 2 from behind the three-point line. Gators go baseline. Tough shot. Loose ball goes off the head of Sincere Moore and into the hands of Adrian Wall. Here's Kyrie Smith forcing the action. They're going to count the basket, I believe. Yes, and the foul. So Kyrie Smith will go to the line to try to complete the three-point play after we find out who that foul was on. They're going to call it on Jacoby Reed. That'll be his first personal foul and the team's first. So we're going to stop here. We have a timeout. Media timeout, the under-12 timeout. Builders up 6, 17-11 here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center. We'll be back.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
A lot of your stats so far in the first half are pretty similar for both teams. Right now, there's a little bit of distance between the Builders and the Gators on the scoreboard. Builders up 6, 17-11. Both teams getting on the boards. Builders right now with 11 total boards. Right now, only 6 for the Gators. So that could be a little bit of the difference why we have this differential on the scoreboard. But Kyrie Smith is going to try to complete the three-point play the old-fashioned way, and he does. With the and one opportunity, made basket and the foul. And that pushes the Builder lead up to 7. That skip pass goes over to Daquan Johnson. As Jaden Sepulveda makes his way onto the floor for the Gators. Gators on the attack. Shot up off the glass, no good, but there was a foul. That foul is going to go on Malik Munnerlyn. That will be his first personal foul and the team's second. So that will send DeCameron Haynes to the free throw line to try to get his first 2 of the afternoon, and he fails to do so on that free throw. He's a 6'2", 200-pound guard out of Memphis, Tennessee. Here to play for Coach Chris Moore. As a second of 2, no good. So Coach Chris Moore is a local product. He actually graduated from Warwick High School. He attended VPCC from 2008 to 2010 as Builders turn it over. And converting on the other end is Haynes, who just missed 2 free throws. He's now on the board. And the Builder lead is now down to 5, 18-13 as Chris Hinman tried to pass on the baseline to Kyrie Smith, but has that one taken away as he himself picks the pocket of Sepulveda. Able to finish on the offensive glass. And the Builder lead is now 20. I'm sorry, I'm not 20. 20-13. Up by 7. As the pace of this game continues to remain high. Scoring in the paint there is Haynes. He now has 4. Builder lead is now 5. So Chris Hinman, who's with the basketball right now, gives off to Kyrie Smith. Jaden Eason, Donovan Means, and Malik Munnerlyn are your 5 on the floor as Munnerlyn handles the basketball, gets in the lane. That one was partially blocked, but they're going to say there was a foul. That foul will be credited to Keyshawn Johnson. No, not that Keyshawn Johnson. The VPCC Keyshawn Johnson. That'll be his first personal foul and the team's second. So Munnerlyn will get an opportunity to get on the scoreboard. Right now, he doesn't have a single point in the contest. And we can change that from a 0 to a 1 on the scoring chart. Builder lead is now 6. Builders are led by as many as 8 in the basketball game. Jim goes definitely silent as Munnerlyn squeezes, shoots, and hits. So 22-15. As the Builders go for the trap in the backcourt, but the Gators able to solve that puzzle. As Sepulveda working against Hinman. Nearly double dribbled. Sepulveda almost grabbed the basketball with both hands as Sincere Moore attacks the rim, unable to convert. And there's going to be a foul call. So the basket will count. The foul will go on Adrian Wall, his first personal foul. and the team's third. So that'll send Keyshawn Johnson to the free throw line to shoot one to try to pull this Builder lead down from 5 to 4. And he's unable to do so as Montrell Jackson checks into the basketball game along with Kelby Saunders Jr. Shot clock at 20 with Jackson. Jackson able to get around the defense but has his shot blocked. There to try to finish with the right hand was Adrian Wall, but he still is sticking and staying at 1,000 points in his career as Sepulveda from the corner. His three off. Johnson to Moore. Long three-point attempt comes off the back of the iron for Haynes. Long rebound cleared by the Builders, but Smith has his pocket picked by Moore. Moore spin move off the glass, unable to hit. A lot of action on the floor after the miss from the Gators. Back comes Montrell Jackson. He has his shot blocked again. So that's 2 times heading towards the basket that Montrell Jackson has had his shot blocked. And again, the pace high as Haynes. Step back jumper, no good. Adrian Wall working against Sepulveda off of a screen. Very aggressive on defense that time was Daquan Johnson, and he's going to be whistled for a foul. So that'll be his first personal foul in the team's third, and we're going to have a timeout here, ladies and gentlemen. The under-8 media timeout will step away with them. Builders lead by 5.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
Both teams putting up a lot of shots. Right now, the visiting Gators have put up 19 shots. They're 7 of 19 shooting. Builders are 9 of 21 shooting. Gators at 37%, Builders at 42%. Builders normally shoot somewhere around about 44%. Right now, they're shooting 43%. So they're right around their season average, field goal percentage-wise, as Xavier Hunter makes his way into the basketball game off of the timeout. As that long three-point shot no good by Adrian Wall. So he still has 1,000 points in his career. Back comes Johnson, aggressive. Unable to hit, though. Rebound cleared by Jaden Eason. Saunders. Kick to the corner to Kyrie. He can hit that, but he doesn't. Wild scrum on the floor for the basketball. Gators come away with it. Outlet to Haynes. Haynes just lost it. I don't know if he was trying to gather it to try to dunk it or what, but he just lost concentration, and it just trickled right off of his hand out of bounds. So we'll take that. That will be a turnover. That will be turnover number 4 for the Gators. Feed goes inside to Eason. Eason along the baseline decides to kick it out. Shot clock now at 12. Here's Hunter. Hunter still looking. Finds Wall. Shot clock now at 4. Eason goes to work. Shot off the glass with the right hand is good. Was able to get that one around Keyshawn Johnson, who already has a couple of blocks to his name on the evening. And the Builder lead has been extended to 7. Johnson to Sepulveda. I thought he shuffled his feet, but no call. His shot off the front of the rim. So he gathers and shoots again, and this time he hits. So that'll be Sepulveda's first points of the night. And the Builder lead now is back down to 5 as the basketball is slapped away from Wall. Wall being guarded by Johnson. Shot clock now at 5. Here's Eason. Builders have to get busy. Eason may not get it off. And that's going to be a shot clock violation, so that will be a turnover for the Builders. As substitutions will make their way into the contest for the visiting Gators. Back on the floor, starter Jacoby Reed. Here's Johnson. Builders with some soft pressure in the backcourt. Moore squeezes from 3 off the back of the iron. Wall finds the crease. Able to get to the rack, high off the glass for 2. And now Adrian Wall has 1,002 points in his career. Skip pass to Sepulveda. Steps inside the 3-point arc. His shot, no good. Kelby Saunders with the loose ball. Xavier Hunter being guarded by Sepulveda. Gators in a man-to-man defense. Hunter looking for some help. Finds Smith. His shot, no good. Gators squeeze from 3. That one goes down for Jacoby Reed. So for Reed, that'll be his 5th point of the night, and the Builder lead is trimmed to 4 as the Builders working over the timeline. Hunter, a lot of dribbling going on. Finally gets it to Kelby Saunders. Saunders has his shot blocked. That will be the 3rd block of the night for the visiting Gators. Builders are yet to have a block shot in this basketball game. We're now down to 4 minutes as Datejuan Johnson gets it over to Sepulveda. Shot clock now under 10. Here's Moore. Moore being guarded by Kelby Saunders. Nice job of coming to force the basketball out of Moore's hands, and they're going to call a foul. And I believe that's going to be on Kelby Saunders Jr. So they're going to count the basket, and they're going to call that foul on Kelby Saunders Jr. That'll be his first personal foul, the team's 4th, and we're going to have a stoppage in play. Under 4 immediate timeout, Builders hanging to a 1-point lead here at home.
The USC provides our program exactly what they say, a chance for small colleges to compete. It's leveling the playing field for everybody.
26-24 is the score. During the timeout, there was an additional point that was added to the scoreboard. So instead of the Builders holding to a 1-point lead, they're now holding to a 2-point lead. 3:44 remaining here in the first half. Datejuan Johnson at the line to try to complete the 3-point play prior to the timeout. He was fouled. His shot went in. He was fouled by Kelby Saunders Jr. Again, that is his first personal foul and the team's 4th. So far, it has been a very entertaining basketball game, and we watch more and more fans slowly trickle into this arena. Now, keep in mind, these campuses aren't that far apart. They're both right here in this area. As Johnson hits, Builder lead now down to 1. It's the Gators with some pressure in the backcourt. So a lot of these guys aren't strangers to each other. They've played each other. They know each other. They do want to beat each other as that long 3 hits off the back of the iron. And the rebound goes over to the Gators. Gators with an opportunity to take the lead. It's been a long time since the Gators led in this basketball game. They now have an opportunity here on this possession. It's Johnson. Gets it over to, that was Fehrenbach. Fehrenbach into the contest for the Gators out of the timeout. That long rebound nearly secured by Fehrenbach, but instead, loose ball is going to go to Means. Means forces the action, and they're going to call a block and count the basket. So nice job by Donovan Means, just being absolutely fearless on that possession. They're going to credit that foul to Chris. Nope, that is going to be Jacoby Reed. That'll be his 2nd personal foul, and that'll be the team's 4th. So that'll give Donovan Means an opportunity to add to his point total. Donovan has been somewhat quiet tonight on the scoreboard. Means with only 2 points. Was looking for his 5th, but instead he will settle for 4, and the Builder lead will stay at 3. Haynes with the basketball. Back to the top of the circle, here's Moore. Again, Moore has been pretty quiet, especially with him being the Gators, for lack of a better phrase, the Gators killer on offense, as Wall just out of control. But luckily, it was last touched by the Gators on the way out of bounds. So that'll bring Keyshawn Johnson back into the game. Keyshawn Johnson with 2 points in the contest. Actually, I think he has about the same amount of blocks so far tonight. Means with the wraparound pass to Saunders. Saunders works hard for that too, ladies and gentlemen. That's just strong on the baseline. So Kelby Saunders now with 5 tonight. Kick to the corner to Johnson. Foul on the baseline. They're going to call a block. So Courage Harrell is going to be credited with that personal foul. That doesn't yet put the Gators in the bonus. So they'll just simply inbound. So for Courage Harrell, that is his 2nd personal foul, the team's 5th. Here's Johnson. Johnson. High arcing shot, no good. Builders looking to push with Means. Means thought about the 3, found a lane and took it, but instead dished it off on the baseline to the cutter, Xavier Hunter, who's able to finish with the left hand. So 32-25. Kelby Saunders gets a hand on that one. It goes out of bounds, so the basketball will stay on this end of the court. Minute 15 remaining in the first half. Builders have built their lead right back up to 7. Haynes being guarded by Wall. Long 3-point shot off the front of the iron. Builders now under 1 minute with the basketball. Here's Hunter. Hunter unable to hit from 3. Gators come right back with Johnson. Johnson double team, turned it over. Builders running. Hunter pass to Means. Means off the glass. 4-2. And Chris Moore gets a quick timeout, 36.5 seconds remaining in the first half. And the Builders have pushed their lead up to 9. I believe that is a share of the largest lead for the evening for the Builders. That will be a full timeout. So I'll tell you what, full timeout, we'll step away, take a break. We'll be right back.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
34-25 is our score. Coach Chris Moore called a timeout, trying to settle his team down so they can try to chip away at this 9-point lead. They won't be able to hold it for the final shot of the game. There's 36 and a half seconds left, 30 seconds on the shot clock. As the Builders with some pressure. Gators able to get it over the timeline, but the basketball is poked out of bounds, so it will remain Gator basketball, 18 seconds on the shot clock. Basketball is now in the hands of Dajuan Johnson. He has 5. Shot clock at 10. Here's Sepulveda. Sepulveda being guarded by Hunter. Sepulveda shot his runner with the right hand, no good. Ball tipped around and controlled by the Builders. Builders with an opportunity, but that's not going to happen, I don't believe, as the loose ball is tipped around. That one would not be good if it goes for Kelby Saunders Jr., and that is how the first half will end here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center. Very entertaining first half of action, like I told you it would be, between Coach Chris Moore's Gators and Michael Gainey's Builders. They will take a break. We will take a break along with them. We will be back with second half action and first half stats. As you know what, we're not going to step away. Tell you what, we will step away. So we'll be back for second half action, first half stats. We'll be back. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are just a shade under 2 minutes left before we tip the second half off. As we look at some of the stats from the first half, Builders from the field, 15 of 32, shooting about 47%. For the Gators, 10 of 32, they're shooting 31%. 2 of 10 from the three-point stripe are the Gators. That's just 20%. Builders, 1 of 8, that's 12%. So what the Builders are really good at, they just haven't been able to put it down tonight, but it doesn't matter because right now, even with the poor shooting from behind the three-point line, the Builders are up by 9 here at the break. From the free throw line, Builders 3 of 4 for 75%, and the visiting Gators 3 of 6 for 36%. Gators with 3 blocks, Builders yet to block a shot. Turnovers are about comparable. Builders 8. The Gators have 5. Rebounds is where the Builders are absolutely killing the Gators in this contest. Builders are a plus 9 in that category, 27 rebounds to 16 rebounds. Points in the paint, Builders with an 18-point edge. Points off turnovers, Builders with a 2-point edge in that one. Second chance points, Builders and the Gators are pretty much 4-2 in that one. Fast break points. Again, Gators 2, Builders 2. Builders have led by as many as 9 in this game. Virginia, Peninsula Community College have led by as many as 2. So we are set here to start the second half of action. Again, both teams averaging in the 80s as far as points. Builders 81. Virginia, Peninsula Community College about 83. So it looked like early on we may hit that scoring pace. So unless these guys really pick it up here in the second half, we're not going to get close to that score on the scoreboard. So Builders are coming in to tonight's game off of a loss in an exhibition game to Hampton University, where they lost 86-63. They want to get back to their winning ways after having won 2 games in the Great Ships Classic. So the second half is underway. Builders with the basketball and Donovan Means. Means being guarded closely by Ashton Glass. Feed goes inside to Kelby Saunders. Builders turn it over. But the Builders get the basketball right back. Builders committed their 8th turnover, and just that quickly, the Gators committed their 6th as Jaden Eason with the fancy footwork in the paint underneath, and that pushes the Builder lead out to 11. 36-25 as Ashton Glass works against Adrian Wall. And if you're just joining us, Adrian Wall now with 1,000 points in his career. The other person with 1,000 points in his career just scored that basket. That is Kyrie Smith, and the Builder lead now is 13. So 2 players on the floor for the Builders with 1,000 points or more in their career, Kyrie Smith and Adrian Wall. Here's the Builders drive to the basket with the left hand. Strong drive by Colby Reed. Builders back quickly on offense as Smith has his shot blocked. That will now be the 4th block of the game for the Gators. Loose ball, poked around, controlled by Smith. Smith to Wall for 3, off the front of the rim. .11-point lead is Jacoby Reed with the basketball. Works against Donovan Means. Here's Johnson. Johnson looking, finds more. The Gators now allow the shot clock to get down to 5. Reed attacks but kicks to the corner. And that is going to be a shot clock violation. That is just a simple lack of game awareness on that possession for Daquan Johnson, who got the kick in the corner and plenty of time to get a shot off prior to the shot clock expiring, but gave up the low percentage shot to try to get a higher percentage shot Didn't realize that there was only 2 seconds on the shot clock and committed the shot clock violation. So here's Means off of a screen. He was double teamed and turned the basketball over. Here's Reed. And we're going to have a foul. That'll be Jaden Eason's first personal foul, and that'll be the team's first of the second half. Johnson looks to inbound to Reed. Shot clock at 20. Means forces Reed to throw it out of bounds. Miscommunication there by the Gators as Johnson was in a different spot. Then Reed anticipated him being heads up that time by someone in the crowd. That would have definitely knocked someone's popcorn over. It's Means. Attacks. Off the glass. Do they count it? I can't see the official is blocking. They're going to call an offensive foul. So they're going to call a player control foul on Donovan Means. I apologize. I was being blocked by the official. I could not see what the call was by the official on the baseline. So the basketball will go in the other direction for the Gators, and they're going to get a quick timeout. Gators unable to inbound the basketball, so we're going to step away. The under-18 media timeout. 38-27 Builders.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
Builders have led by as many as 14 this evening over the Gators of Virginia Peninsula Community College. See, I've gotten a lot better at it as the game is going on. Now watch the next time I say the school's name. I'm probably going to screw it up, but tell you what, let's just say VPCC for the rest of the night. How about that? So when you left us, VPCC called a timeout, unable to get the basketball in. On the baseline. They cannot run the baseline when inbounding the basketball. The only time you can do that is off of a made basket. But they're able to work it over the timeline as they start their offense with Glass being guarded by Saunders. Whose foot did that go off of? They're deciding. They're going to say it went off of Kelby Saunders' foot, so the basketball will stay on that end of the court. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. The last time down here, the Gator offense had a shot clock violation. Let's see if we can force another one. Here's Reed. Reed kicks it, but it's picked off. Nice job by Kyrie Smith. The head to Donovan Means just too much on it. So each team committing back-to-back turnovers. So the score will remain 38-27. Here's Moore, who's been relatively quiet tonight scoring the basketball. That one misses as Glass cleans up the glass and puts it back in for two. Sincere Moore with only 5 points so far. We still have a whole nother half of basketball to play. It's Wall. There's going to be a whistle, and they're going to call a block. They're going to say that the defender Glass, who will be credited with his first personal foul and the team's first, they're going to say Glass had his feet inside the restricted area underneath the basket. So that will go as a blocking foul. So that'll put Adrian Wall at the line. Right now, Adrian with 11 points in the contest. Make it 12. Glass will head to the bench. DeCameron Haynes will make his way back into the contest for the Gators, who now find themselves down by 10. Make it 11 as Adrian Wall scores his 13th point to match the number on his jersey. Builders with some pressure. They caused another turnover. Saunders with the kick to Smith. Smith to Wall. His three off the mark. Back come the Gators with Johnson to Reed. Johnson there to clean up the miss by Reed. Builder lead now down to 9 to Smith. Goes along the baseline, and I think they're going to call a foul. They're going to whistle Keyshawn Johnson with the foul, but Keyshawn thought he got all ball. So for him, that'll be a second-team foul, and we're going to have a timeout. Under 16 timeout. Builders with a 9-point lead will step away. We'll be back.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
Adrian Wall is the leading scorer tonight for both teams. He has 13 for the visiting Gators. DeCameron Haynes and Jacoby Reed, both with 7. 15:40 remaining in the basketball game here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center as the Builders send new personnel onto the floor. Davion Riddick will make his way into the contest, the 5'9" freshman guard out of Chesapeake is into the game as Kyrie Smith will step to the line off of the foul that was called prior to the media timeout. That foul was on Keyshawn Johnson. That is his second personal foul and the team's first. Kyrie sinks the first of 2. And the Builder lead is now back up to 10. Kyrie Smith perfect from the charity stripe. And the Builders are now up by 11. Builders with some light pressure in the backcourt. Johnson successfully crosses the timeline. Here's Moore. Moore with 5, now with 7. No, I'm sorry, Moore with 4, now with 6. And the Builder lead is now down to 9. Means gives it off to Harrell. His shot off the mark. Back come the Gators with Reed. Reed with the feed inside to Keyshawn Johnson. His shot off the glass is good. So the Builder lead is now down to 7. Means with the kick to Saunders. Caught that one in rhythm, just unable to put it down. So right now the Builders aren't shooting particularly well. Only 1 of 10 from three-point line. From the three-point line as Keyshawn Johnson muscles his way in underneath. And now the Builder lead is now down to 5. As Kyrie Smith crosses the timeline, we're going to get a timeout. Timeout by Coach Michael Gainey Jr. to try to squash the momentum that the Gators have picked up, and it's going to be a full timeout, so we'll step away with them. 14-23 remaining in the basketball game. Builders by 5.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
Builders holding to a 5-point lead as the inbound goes to Harrell. Here's Means. Means attacking the basket with the right hand off the glass, and good. Builders counter with a little bit of pressure once again in the backcourt as Reed handles the basketball. Reed able to get around the Builder defender. That's Riddick. But Riddick is going to be whistled for a foul. So that will be Davion Riddick's first personal foul. That will be the team's third of the half. This one's been pretty much competitive throughout. Even though the Builders have been able to build a double-digit lead a couple of times in the basketball game, just can't pull away. As that spin move puts Haynes on the floor, the kick to the corner to Moore. Moore still unable to find the bottom of the basket consistently tonight. And the weak side rebound comes off to Donovan Means. Here's Harrell. Harrell with the right hand. Tough to make a right-handed layup on the left side of the basket. The basketball goes out of bounds, so it will remain on this end as Wayne Hedgepeth, the 6'3" freshman guard out of Hampton, will come in for Courage. Smith with a shot clock at 19. Smith with the shot clock now at 10. Spin move, Smith. Basketball was short. It didn't touch the rim. So the Gators allowed it to go out of bounds, so it'll be Gator basketball. As Adrian Wall will make his way into the basketball game. Again, he leads all scorers right now with 13. And the Builders lead right now by 7. As Reed dishes to Johnson. Johnson able to get his own miss, but unable to put it back. He's fouled. They're going to give that one to Adrian Wall. That'll be his first personal foul in the team's fourth. So that will send Keyshawn Johnson, the 6'7", 220-pound freshman from Suffolk. That'll put him at the line. So they're shooting about 69% from the free throw line. That first one misses. So Johnson has 6. And he makes the second. So the Builder lead now is back down to 6. As Hedgepeth handles the basketball, the freshman, to Means. Means attacks the basket. Somehow able to step through. How he found that crease in the defense, I will never know. But he's able to lay it off the glass for 2. Was that pass too low for Johnson to handle? Goes off of his shin, and that'll go out of bounds. So it'll be Builder basketball. Light pressure in the backcourt for the Gators. Builders able to take advantage. Hedgepeth could not hit. Gators running. Reed challenges Wall and wins. 46-40 is our score. We have ourselves a wild one here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center. Both teams showing all types of athleticism, speed. All of it has been on display as Hedgepeth works against Reed. Tough shot from the baseline. Hedgepeth misses. Reed clears. Moore thought about the three, pulled it back, missed the two. Gators decide to reset their offense with 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Johnson gives it off to Haynes. Haynes scores high off the glass. So the Builder lead is down to 4, ladies and gentlemen. So whatever you do, don't go anywhere. We may be in store for one of those type of finishes down the stretch. As you can see, both teams' energy really picking up. That one like it was partially blocked. So the rebound, or lack thereof, comes off to Reed. We're right around 11 minutes left. Plenty of basketball remaining in tonight's game for both teams to make a move on the scoreboard. Right now the Gators trail by 4. Here's Haynes. Haynes. Instead of working the offense, Haynes decides to pull it from 3. And we're going to get a timeout. Timeout being taken by Coach Gaines. I think it's going to be served as a media timeout, so we'll step away with them. Builders holding to a 4-point lead.
The USCAA provides our program exactly what they say, a chance for small colleges to compete. It's leveling the playing field for everybody.
Builders tonight are 1 of 12 shooting from behind the three-point arc. Now the Builders normally average around 32% from the three-point line. Tonight it just has not been there. So Builders currently shooting under 10% from the three-point line, and they're holding to a 4-point lead. Builders work the ball over to pretty much one of their sharpshooters from 3, Adrian Wall. He hasn't had the most prolific night, again, from the three-point stripe, as Jaden Eason takes on the entire interior of the Gators defense, and he's going to be fouled. So we're going to credit Keyshawn Johnson with that personal foul. That'll be his 3rd and the team's 3rd. So that'll send Jaden Eason to the line, the 6'5" senior from Chesapeake. He has 8 in the game, make it 9. That pushes the Builder lead back up to 5. Right now, Builders lead by 2 possessions. And that'll make the Builder lead 6. Still a 2-possession lead so far in this basketball game, is Substitutions come into the basketball game for the Gators. Christopher Hayes, excuse me, into the contest. Long outlet. Kyrie Smith flies high through the air with the dunk. No foul, but wow! Beautiful job on the fast break for the Builders to find Kyrie Smith for the dunk. And on the other end, the Gators score from behind the arc. Gators aren't going away. 5-point lead for the Builders. We're just under 10 remaining in the game. Means. Feed inside to Eason. Eason, spin. Nice up and under move with the left-handed finish underneath. Skip pass to Johnson. Johnson left his feet, nearly didn't have anywhere to go with the basketball as Hayes almost falls down. That would have been a traveling. Shot clock now at 10. Baseline jumper by Hayes. No good. Rebound. Loose ball fought for, controlled by the Builders. Outlet to Kyrie, to Adrian Wall for the easy layup off the glass. And the Builders have now built a little bit more comfortable lead. 54-45. Robert, it looked like the Gators were going to possibly take this basketball game over. Coach Michael Gainey's Builders say, Baseline. Thought that might have been a foul. I mean, not a foul, but a traveling violation on Christopher Hayes, but instead it's going to be a scoring opportunity for Hayes, and that cuts the Builder lead to 7. Wall works against Hayes. I'm not sure where Adrian was throwing that one, and neither did Kelby Saunders. Kelby Saunders just stood there watching it fly over his head out of bounds. He was like, man, who was that going to? It wasn't to me. That's going to be a turnover for the Builders. Builders now with 13 turnovers, both teams with 13 turnovers in the basketball game. Johnson works off of a screen. Here's Reed. Reed being guarded by Smith. He lost the basketball on the way up. Hayes being double teamed. Feed. Tried to get it inside to Hayes, and this time it's going to go out of bounds, and I think we're going to have a stoppage in play. We're going to have a timeout, the under 8 media timeout. 54-47 Builders with a 7-point lead will return.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
Both teams' starting lineups have logged a lot of minutes tonight. Johnson, Daytwan Johnson, Keyshawn Johnson, Sincere Moore, and Jacoby Reed have all played more than 20 minutes for the Gators. Donovan Means, Kelby Saunders Jr., Jaden Eason, and Adrian Wall have all played more than 20 minutes in this basketball game. So the only time that happens, ladies and gentlemen, is when your guys, I feel like my guys are just as good as your guys, and I'm going to keep my guys on the floor. Game quite not yet decided. It's Means, works off of a screen, tried to get it inside to Eason. Eason was the last to touch it, so that's going to be a turnover. That'll be turnover number 14 for the Builders. Johnson gets the inbound. Shot clock now at 20. Here's Haynes. Moore presses the issue against Kyrie Smith. Kyrie Smith with a partial block. So it'll stay on this end. 11 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Moore. Tried to test the baseline. Builders cut that one off. But Keyshawn Johnson on the inside off the glass for 2. So Johnson now with 7 to go along with his block total. Johnson currently has only 1 block tonight. Nope, that is not Johnson. Keyshawn Johnson has 2 block shots tonight, 4 as a team. Means, wide open, next to nothing. 0 to 100 real quick was Donovan Means for 2, and the Builder lead is now at 7. Builders causing all types of havoc in the backcourt for the Gators. The Gators turn the basketball over. Builders trying to add to a 7-point lead. Feed goes inside to Eason. Eason against Johnson. Eason, spin, unable to finish with the left hand. Here's Reed. Reed goes at Eason. Circa shot, no good, but there to clean it up was Keyshawn Johnson, and Johnson now has 9 on the night. As we have a quick stoppage in play, not sure what is going on. I think maybe there was a substitution. Reed comes off the floor. Sepulveda will come in for him. Builder lead trimmed down to 5. Means being guarded by Sepulveda. Means with a step through in the right hand finish. Wow. What acceleration off the dribble. To take 2 steps and be right next to the basket was Donovan Means. And the Builder lead is back up to 7. Haynes. Step through, layup. That's no good. And his try on the second opportunity is no good, and he goes down hard. So there's going to be a foul call underneath on Jaden Eason, and that'll be Jaden Eason's 2nd personal foul, the team's 5th. So that will send to Cameron Haynes to the line to shoot 2. Game clock stopped at 5:31 remaining. Builder lead at 7. And it will stay right there. Nice crowd tonight to view this basketball game. We knew it was going to be that way. Every time these teams play each other, it always brings out a lot of people. As Haynes misses them both. Wall being guarded by Sepulveda. Thought about the step-back 3, instead gives it to Jaden Eason. And I think they're going to call a foul. Yep, they're going to call a foul on Daytwan Johnson. Eason went down, and you would think that, if he goes down to one knee and he gets back up, there's going to be traveling. Nope, that's only if he stops his dribble and then gets back up. That is traveling. So good job by Eason to maintain his dribble, even though he was going down to the floor, but he was bumped by Daytwan Johnson. That'll be the team's 4th, his 2nd. Means in the corner to Wall. Off the side of the glass, but it's going to be whistled out of bounds. It hit the side of the rim, went all the way up, hit the shot clock. And once the basketball touches the shot clock above the basket, that is considered out of bounds. So back come the Gators. That long three-point shot by Sincere Moore, no good. I don't think he hasn't scored in the second half, I don't believe. I have to check that to make sure, but I know he hasn't scored in a while. That three by Donovan Means is good, and that gives the Builders a 10-point lead. We're now under 5 remaining in the basketball game, and the Gators are still within striking distance as that miss by Sepulveda comes off to Means. Means finds Wall. Wall with a right-handed layup. Haynes with the basketball. That's going to be a kick as Reed makes his way back into the basketball game. Sepulveda will have a seat. We're almost to the under 4 media timeout, and I'm pretty sure for Coach Chris Moore, that cannot come fast enough as the Builder lead is now at 12. Gators need points on this trip. Not only will they get an opportunity at points, they will get an opportunity to score points while the clock is stopped, as that foul will go against Kyrie Smith, his first. We have a timeout, media timeout. Builders up by 12. We'll be back.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
Once again, Adrian Wall joins an exclusive list of basketball players in apprentice school history, scoring his 1,000th career point here tonight for the Builders. Congratulations to him and his family. He was honored during one of our media timeouts in the first half. So one more time, congratulations to Adrian Wall. Sincere Moore at the line for the Gators to shoot 2, and the first of 2 is no good. He sits at 9 points in tonight's basketball game, and he's been sitting at 9 points for a really long time, and now he's finally off of that. So I'm pretty sure it feels good for him with 3:54 remaining in the basketball game to see the basketball go through the basket. So let's say that generates a spark for Sincere Moore down the stretch as the Builders try to build on this 11-point lead. Possessions will be extremely precious for the Gators down the stretch. That feed goes inside to Jaden Easton. Nice job on the feed by Adrian Wall. Gators have to score and score quickly. As they continue to dribble the basketball, no one is attacking the basket. Still dribbling a lot. Feed goes inside to Johnson. They're not going to get this clock shot off before 10 seconds remaining, and they're still eating up clock. 5-4 as Reed squeezes and misses. Not a good possession for the Gators strategically if they want to try to get back in the basketball game. They've got to pretty much score on every possession down the floor and somehow stop the Builders if they even want to get an opportunity to tie this thing. As Means, his shot no good, but the loose ball rebound comes off to Saunders. Smith decides to pull. He misses, Loose ball comes off to Keyshawn Johnson. Gators need to operate with some sense of urgency now with just under 2.5 remaining, and they're down by double digits. At some point, Chris Moore and his basketball team are going to have to start shooting threes or getting opportunities moving towards the basket like that one. That loose ball tipped around. Again, that continues to eat up clock as Reed looks to shoot, and he scores. So that knocks the Builder lead now down to 11. Builder's able to break the four-court press. Here's Means. Means smartly decides to back it out. Right now, the scoreboard isn't the Builder's enemy. The clock is. So beautiful job by Means. Love to see basketball players with a high basketball IQ. He pulled it out, ate some clock. Builder's unable to score. Here comes Haynes. And he lays it off the glass for two. We're just over a minute and a half remaining in the basketball game. Builders now with a 9-point lead. They're up by 3 possessions. Smith, double team, and we're going to get a foul on Moore. So Sincere Moore is going to be whistled for his first personal foul. That will be the team's 5th. So the Builders will not shoot free throws. They get a chance to dig into this 1:22 remaining, and boy, that hurts. That hurts the Gators because that pushes the Builder lead back up to 12. And barring a miracle, the Gators will not create enough possessions in order to get back in this game. But, boy, that is the worst thing you want to do right there if you're the Builders is foul. So Jaden Eason will pick up his 3rd personal foul. That'll be the team's 7th. And what that does is that sends Daytwan Johnson to the free throw line to try to score the basketball with the clock stopped. Builders did not want that. So the Builder lead is now down to 11. 1:06 left. And the second of 2 is missed. There's going to be a foul call. They're going to call it on Kelby Saunders. So that'll put no, they're going to call a lane violation, not a foul. They call a lane violation on Kelby Saunders Jr., so that will give Daytwan Johnson another opportunity to cut this lead to 10. And he does just that. So at some point in time, the Gators are going to have to start playing the foul game if they can't create a turnover. Kick goes in the corner to Kelby Saunders. Kyrie dish off to Eason, who misses. Johnson with the block. We're now down under 1 minute remaining. Builders up by 4 possessions. And the loose ball rebound comes off to Saunders. So the Builders up by 4 possessions. If the Gators are going to do anything, they have to foul now. And they decide to pull out and not play the foul game, and they do here. But that's 30 seconds too late. So they're going to foul. They're going to give that one to Johnson. And the Builders are not yet in the bonus. So the clock is stopped at 29.2. But here it's pretty much academic at this point as Haynes doesn't foul Wall. Wall looking for someone to pass it to out of the double team. Gets it to Saunders. No foul call as Reed went after the basketball, and the officials are just going to let these last few seconds drift off, but not Kyrie Smith. Now, I know that may seem a little excessive, but there was only 2 seconds left on the shot clock, and Kyrie was not going to just allow that to just go off the clock without scoring. And, folks, that's it. That'll do it. 70-58 is our final score as the Builders improve their overall record on the season to 6-2. The Gators of VPCC fall to 7-3. Chris Moore's team played valiantly, but they come up a little bit short. Neither team really scored around their scoring average on the season. But boy, oh boy, that was a really, really entertaining game. Once again, congratulations to Adrian Wall for scoring his 1,000th point in his basketball career here at the Apprentice School. He joins a short list of men that have been able to do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to say good night. We're going to step out of here. For Dave Davenport, I am Howard McCain. We want to thank you once again for joining us. And keep in mind, until we meet again, this is Builder Basketball.